Hey, it's Charlie here, and today we're going to be talking about cold emails and more importantly, how you can actually construct a cold email that actually gets replies and books meetings. Because I know a lot of people struggle, they send emails, they don't get responses, they don't get meetings, and this is essentially why. So if you're ever going to watch one video on cold emails, please make it this one. Like, I've generally put a lot of time and effort into this, and I promise you, if you can watch this whole video, you will actually book a lot of meetings through cold email, and you will never have a problem of appointment booking ever again, pretty much, if you can just watch this and understand what I'm about to tell you. So, first and foremost, let's actually get into why you should listen to me. Now, this will change your agency. As you can see at the top, 4,500 emails contacted, 81% opened and 8.3% replied. As you can see, there is all the proof. We've got, another 2,000 emails sent, 90% open rates, 8% reply rates, 8%, 10% reply rates. This is what I'm about to share with you is literally like insane. This is my philosophy on how to actually construct an email that makes people want to book in your calendar. Like, this is everything I've learned over the last 12 months, and I've literally put it into one video for you. So please, if you're going to watch one video, make it this one. Now, let's actually get into a framework that you have to follow when it comes to cold emails. So most people, right, what they do is they go on YouTube and they look at competitor analysis. Now, they look at what their competitors are selling and they look at what their competitors are sort of doing in the email. So they go onto YouTube, they search cold email scripts, and they, just find a YouTuber who tells them to do this script. And then they wonder why it doesn't work. Like, it obviously doesn't work because, tens of thousands of people doing the exact same email as you. So what we need to do is we need to go to the other side of the spectrum and we need to go over cognitive psychology. So this is examining how consumers process information, make decisions, and perceive brands. Now, what does this mean? We're going to be essentially going into why people actually book meetings through cold email, why people make decisions, why people, want to schedule a call with you. Next, product market fit. You need to be selling something that the market wants, because no matter how good your script is, you won't get meetings if you aren't selling what the market wants, because most people, they sell what they want to sell, but not what the market wants. Now, the next one is resonance. We're going to create a copy or a script that's going to essentially resonate with your niche. They're going to feel some type of emotion, and they're going to feel agitation, which is the next one. They're going to feel some emotional appeal. They're going to feel like they could get a better outcome by working with you than what they currently are. So we're going to be hitting those pain points, and that's essentially what's going to make them book a call. And included with that, the curiosity that we're going to leave them with will be like an extra factor. So this is essentially the framework that you have to follow. Now, it may not look important, and I'm going to get into like the script soon, but make sure you have all of these things in check and you understand agitation, resonance, why you need to create a compelling offer, because if your offer's bad, then everything else will be bad, and I promise it's hard to scale when you've got a bad offer. So now let's actually talk about now there's going to be two reasons why people or cold emails won't work for you. The first one is conditioned stimulus. Now, what does this mean? This means that the copy is saturated. Like what I mentioned before, most people, and the reason they fail is because they go on YouTube, they find what other people are doing, and they just copy it, and they expect it to work. That is not how business works. That is not how a B2B service is going to scale. And that leads to overexposure. Overexposure is essentially when, hundreds or thousands of people use the same copy, use the same script, and it just gets the exposure is too high, and then the prospects become receptive to certain subliminal deterrents. Now, what does this mean? This means that there are trigger words. So please, when you're writing your emails, do not include the word agency, do not include the word marketing, do not include the word I'm trying to think of some other ones. Just the words that there are certain words that when you sort of in the copywriting aspect of an email, when you write them, they're going to send certain triggers off in the prospect's brain that like make them feel skeptical. So marketing, agency, those kind of words, subconsciously, they're going to make your prospects feel like they've heard it time and time again. So that goes back to overexposure. They've heard it loads of times essentially. But Another reason why cold emails won't work is you're just not sending enough. Now, minimum 200 emails per day. Now, I'm going to show you how we do this through Instantly, and I'm going to do this in this video, so it's pretty straightforward. And I've also created another video on how to do this, so at the end of the video, you can always watch that one and how you actually set up the emails. But make sure you watch this one first, because I'm going to go over the script and how we actually structure the email in terms of the framework to actually get replies and get meetings, which I'm sure you want, because who doesn't want more meetings? So let's actually, I'm going to show you now. Let me show you the winning formula to how to win the cold email game. I don't want you to like book a few meetings. I want you to book more meetings than you know what to do with. And this is how it's going to be done. In terms of the length, so the length of actually the email, I use the 1-3-5 rule. So 1 meaning you're going to do one personalized first line in the email, and I'm going to actually get into like an actual script of what it's going to look like in a minute, like in like an email format. But essentially, one personalized first line. The 3 is going to be about 3 sentences in the middle, so not too long, and then the 5 is essentially the 5 sentences in terms of the offer and the call to actions and stuff. Now, another thing to keep in mind is less is more. People think that they need to include massive chunks on paragraphs in emails, and that just couldn't be further from the truth. And the truth is that most people, when they're reading an email, they open it, they're going to skim read it, and if you've got like chunky paragraphs, there is not a like chance that they're actually going to read all of that, and they're just going to click off the email and not open it, or no, they'll open it but they won't read it. So next one's personalized intros. Make sure you have personalized first lines. I have made a video on that before in terms of how to use ChatGPT to actually write that for you. But yeah, make sure you watch this video first, because this is going to be like the bread and butter of how you actually construct an email. So the next one is the sent from iPhone method. Now, this is not talked about enough. Now, if you didn't know, you can send like a signature in your email. But if you just change the signature to sent from iPhone, this is going to make the prospect seem or feel that you actually sent it from your iPhone, which means that they haven't received, hundreds of thousands of, other emails which you've sent to other people, because the sent from iPhone looks like you've just sent it to them on your iPhone. So that's a little trick. And then another one is the PS method. Now, once again, this is something I use all of these, they're all proven. Now, the PS method is when you're writing your email, imagine you've got it like this, and then at the end, if you write PS and then state your offer with conviction, so if you do a pay on results basis, you're going to say, PS, I only make money when you make money. So if I don't win, you don't win. No risk attached. I really mean this. Or something with conviction in terms of your offer underneath everything. Because what people do, right, the psychology behind it is when prospects open an email and they read it, they are actually, I think it's proven statistically that they actually read the PS like much more than the actual like email. So if you have a powerful PS and then you write your offer with conviction, people are going to read that instead of actually reading the whole email, if that makes sense. So those are a few things to keep in mind. But now, are you ready for some killer framework on how you actually do this and how you actually write a structure or a script that can book you meetings? So we're going to head over to Instantly right now. I'm going to move my camera so you can see exactly what we've got on here. So in terms of a subject line, because I left this blank, what you want to do is your subject line should be purely designed to build curiosity and to make people click on the email. That's the only reason you write a subject line, is to get people to click and read your email. So you want something that can build curiosity. So you could put their first name with a question mark. You could put quick question, important question, email for first name, like a bunch of things that will just get them to click on it, or important email or something like that. Now, in terms of the actual thing, this is where we get into it. So we're using Instantly. If you don't know what Instantly is, it's by far the best cold email sort of software out there. I'll put a link in the description if you want to support the channel, but it's essentially like by far the best. You can have as many domains as you want. So a domain is essentially it's pretty self-explanatory. It's the domain, and then you get your Google Workspace before that. But you can connect as many domains as you want to Instantly on the basic regular, I think $30 or $37 a month plan, which is crazy because other cold email softwares, they make you like pay for each domain you add. This one you can add unlimited domains, which means that you can send like 100, 200, 500, 1,000 emails if you wanted to per day. Now, what the first line is going to be, you could say, was just looking at company names. So we've essentially inserted a variable here. So once you upload your leads, make sure you've got a Google Sheets CSV with their first name, company name, personalization, and their website, because we're going to be using this in the email. So for example, was just looking at company name and then personalization. This is going to be your personalized first line. This is going to be something that makes the prospect seem like you know what you're talking about, and you've actually gone onto their website and done some research on them, which is really important, because most people they just send emails with no personalization, so you can already be ahead of the game just by doing this. But essentially how you do this is you can use the ChatGPT method in Google Sheets. It's really powerful, or you can just write a some personalization on your niche. But essentially what you're going to do now is you're going to say, just looking to partner with a few more, and then you're going to insert your niche here. So if you're working with e-commerce, you would say, just looking to partner with a few more e-commerce brands to automate customer support or whatever. This is just an example of a chatbot sort of one that I designed, but it would be like, just change the thing for your niche and for your service. So if you're providing, I don't know, Facebook ads, you would just change this to something like this. But even then, that's another trigger word. So if you go back to the subliminal deterrents, Facebook ads is a trigger word. TikTok ads, the thing is, right, you're just meant to be going over the end result, not the actual process of how you do it. People don't care how you do something, they just want to know what you can do for them. So don't go into details in your cold email, just explain the end results. So for me, I said, so we're going to cut out the expensive costs. So that's hitting a pain point, because if they are manually hiring people to manage customer support, then that's a pain point that they have to pay someone that. So that's going to trigger something. And then you're going to say, and we have a 24/7 chatbot that can respond to your customers within seconds. That's going to make them feel like, oh yeah, I need this. And then the best part is you're going to say this, is that it's done for you, and we will give you access to it for a whole week completely free. So you can see the benefits with no risk. That is, why would they say no to this? So this comes down to your offer now, because if you're offering no free trial and no pay and per results and no thingy, then if you want meetings and you want easy clients, then this is what your offer has to be like. Because why on earth would anyone say no to this? We're going to give you a chatbot for a week completely free. You can test it out. If you don't like it, cool. If you do like it, we can talk about the next steps. It's literally a no-brainer. Why would anyone say no to this? But that comes down to your offer. So if you need a good offer, then you should work on that. And now this is where it gets interesting, right? Because most people would say, let me know when you're free later on in the week and we can have a chat. This is the better psychology behind it. So you're going to say, I think it would be great for websites. So that's personalized website. But I'd need to know a bit more about your business to see if it would be a good fit. I've got a few free slots here if you think it would be worth a quick chat. So we're not pushing them for a call to action. We're saying, I think it would be good for your website, but I would need to know more to see if it would even be of benefit to you. So most people, when they're selling something, right, they're just pushing something at you. They're like, book a call with me, schedule, a meeting in the Calendly. No, we're saying I don't know if it would be able to help you, but if you think it would be worth a chat, then here you go. It's the same with cold messages. People just send the pitch straight away. Whereas if you take a unique approach, which is a better approach, and you say I have got something to pitch you, but I wanted your permission before. Is it cool if I send over, I don't know, the pitch or whatever? You're giving them permission. It's unique. They haven't heard of this before. And the reason this works is because it's got low attachment. So it's the same with sales. You want high energy, but low attachment. We're not attaching ourselves with the outcome, or that's what, obviously we want meetings, but they're going to think, right, let me go to that. So they're going to think he's not pushing anything. He's saying he would need to know more about the business to see if it would be a good fit, if it would be able to help you. So instead of saying here you go, here's the Calendly link, book a call, I know I can help you. No, realistically, you probably don't know if you could help them. And that's like a bit of reverse psychology and how we can get people to book a call, because they're thinking that, we're more legit and we need to actually speak with them to see if we are even able to help them. And then you insert the calendar link, kind regards, PS, and then if you want to go one step further, you can add as we talked about earlier, PS. I will really give you a week completely free. So something like that. And then people will read that and they'll be like, yeah, here's a calendar link, let me just book in there. Boom. That's how you do it. Obviously, the more you know your niche, the better, because you can hit more pain points. So obviously this, I wouldn't say this is a good pain point, but like if, in e-commerce, let's just take e-commerce, for example, if they are spending a lot of time on actually managing customer support and employing people to do that, then it's going to be like a reason for them to buy. But this is essentially how you do it. This is how you write a compelling cold email that actually books meetings. So please take this into account, as well as the stuff we talked about here in terms of these rules, and also the condition stimulus. Make sure it's not saturated. Write your own emails. Don't just copy. Like, for example, I've given you this, but make sure you innovate, you adjust, you adapt to it, and you actually make it better and more unique. And then volume, you need to be sending 200 per day using Instantly or another cold email. I just recommend Instantly. It's what I personally use. And also this, you have to follow this framework, understand why people book meetings. It's curiosity and they're buying out of pain. And then product market fit, make sure you're just selling something that people want. And then you should be good to go. And that's essentially how it's done. Now, if you want more help with your agency and you do want to scale it a lot faster, and you want my systems on how I essentially book 100, 200 meetings every month, how I've signed 40 to 50 high ticket clients, then I'm going to leave a link in the description. It'll be the first link, and it's for one-to-one coaching. So, if you don't need help with your agency, then don't book. But if you're struggling to sign clients and you want to, scale your business and your agency, then book a call and I will see if I can help you, because I am quite selective with who I take on, as it's one-to-one coaching. So you'll be spending a lot of time with me. Apart from that, have a wonderful day, and yeah, keep going, and I'll see you in the next video.